Hi, I'm Siddharth Roy Kapur and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
Dangal, which is another Disney acquisition that you're having. Now, a huge film, and next Christmas, I believe. Christmas is something that Aamir loves, actually. Long weekend and 10 days at least. So, Dangal is like a huge film, especially because PK is, I think, the biggest film of all time as far as India is concerned. Something about Dangal, because I believe you guys have been at it since the beginning in terms of the story, and you took it to Nitesh Tiwari, and then it went to Aamir Khan. So can you please just talk about the journey that you had with Dangal?
So Dangal, it's a really exciting journey for anyone wanting to make movies with big superstars but not knowing where to start. I think it all starts with the core idea and the core story. So someone in our creative team actually came up with the idea. They read a newspaper article about the Fogarts and said, here's a really inspiring story to tell. And they had the wisdom and the foresight to be able to say that could make a movie. As soon as I heard that, here's the idea, I said, absolutely, we must back it. We went ahead, we spoke to the Fogarts, we acquired the life rights. And then we went to Nitesh, who we'd worked with before on Chillar Party, and he loved the idea as well. And he said he'd love to write a script. He wrote the script, we worked on various drafts, but he got it just right. And I called Aamir and said, here's something I'd like you to hear. He heard it and fell in love with it completely. I mean, and when Aamir reacts in a narration, he reacts very, very expressively.
Right.
So you don't need to wait till the end of the narration to know what he's feeling, because he'll laugh, he'll cry, he'll jump up and down. We knew by the end of the narration that at the very least he had been moved by the story. Whether he would do the film or not, obviously, was something we would come to next. But he said that he was on, immediately. Right. And that really was the journey of Dangal so far. And we've been working really hard now on the pre-production of the film. We go on the floors next month. Right. Obviously, we're extremely excited about it because there's been a lot of prep work that's gone into it. And it releases next Christmas.
How do you react to this thing that people say that Aamir has a very, very crazy way of functioning, that who will be just gaining weight like that, after PK, where his body was the talk of the town.
Yeah.
He always loves to do something which no one would imagine that he'll end up doing.
Yeah.
And be it like growing a mustache or anything, actually.
No, I think his dedication is legendary, and it's really incredible. I think he's had a good time putting on all this weight.
He must be having a good time,
but
for sure. But
Kiran
has been saying that she's concerned at times.
Yeah, well, he really has taken the look very seriously, and he's really done all he can to get to the weight that he's at right now.
Right.
But now the journey will be, in the course of the shooting of the film, he'll be losing weight.
Exactly.
And by the time that we end up shooting the last sequences, which is where he's supposed to be his youngest in the film, I dare say he's going to be back to how he looked in PK. So that's the transformation that you're going to see over the course of the next 6 months.
Fantastic. With PK doing up, I think, approximately 125 crores in the China market. Now that's a huge, I think, achievement by any standards. So how do you look at this particular market, because the way it is just evolving, I think it is humongous.
China's a huge market just
Right.
on its own, whether for Hindi films or like really for Hollywood movies. They've got close to 30 or 1,000 screens there, which is an incredible number when you look at it in totality. The issue with China, of course, is the restriction on the number of movies that you can release in that market.
Okay.
So PK, of course, was an exception because we were able to work really closely with the distributors as well as with the government to be able to get the film a release, and a great release.
Okay.
But every Hindi film is not going to be the same in that sense. It's got to be a movie that is able to, number one, appeal to that local audience. PK was not watched by South Asians there in China. It was watched by a local Chinese audience.
Absolutely.
Which is really incredible. In fact, I was in Shanghai a couple of weeks ago and I met up with a lot of Disney employees there who'd actually seen the movie, and they were all local Chinese. And that's the sort of reaction that you get in many other markets. But my point is that PK has been the exception rather than the rule. And it's great that we've been able to get a movie to do that in China so far. But there are going to be two hurdles that we have to overcome. One is that we have to find the right movie that will appeal to that audience.
Correct.
And two is it's got to pass the restriction of the number of movies that can release there every
Yeah,
year.
there is a restriction over there. In fact, Salman Khan was saying the same. Now, the UAE GCC market, I think, is exceptional as well. Somewhere, do you feel that China and UAE GCC market, that is something which is going to contribute hugely in terms of box office revenue as far as overseas is concerned in the future?
The UAE is a great market, and it has been a great market now for a while. The good part there is that that's much more predictable. You know that your movies will get a release there. You know the scale of the release that you can do.
Hi, this is Faridoon Shahryar. For the most interesting celebrity interviews, do subscribe to Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.